Did everybody get a copy of the instructions for the book reviews to the end of the semester? This is the third time I've been hawking these, which means that you people have missed 2 times. Let's see, who else was there? Anybody back here? Okay. Okay, we turn our attention back today to Whitehead. And I want to concentrate particularly on Whitehead's conception of God. But in order to do that, we have to have some understanding of his overall philosophical scheme, particularly his metaphysics. Because it goes without saying, I suppose, that how one conceives of God and God's relationship to nature is really going to be dependent on the metaphysical scheme. The God concept is system-dependent in that sense. The God concept is system-dependent. Yeah, because how you conceive of God in relationship to nature depends on how you conceive of nature. Quite obviously so. And last time we were introducing Whitehead. And I was emphasizing the fact that for Whitehead, the basic constituents of all reality are not substances with an enduring, unchanging identity, but rather events. Events can be very momentary, like 1/50th of a second in duration. 1/50th of a second is pretty small. He tends to call those tiny events actual occasions, and reserves the word event and sometimes the word entity, actual entities, for the more large-scale events. But whether you're talking of the micro-events or more maxi events, like this class period, or your college education, or the history of the United States, you see each of those is an event of a different size, a different duration. No matter what the event you're talking about, all events can be described in terms of 3 constituent elements, 3 factors. And as we indicated last time, these 3 factors are the objective data, which really amount to the causes, the efficient causes, if you like, objective data, eternal possibilities, and the decision. And I repeat this simply because it's so very important to understand it. So that if you conceive of a process going along, what initiates a new event? What initiates the new event is the intersection of 2 processes. So that the objective data of the second process intersect with the existing states of affairs in the first process. So that at that point of intersection, there are objective data that are going to make a difference. You can say that's a cause-effect mechanism. Yeah. And inasmuch as the basic model for all of these post-Kant things are human consciousness, in human consciousness, we would say that the objective data, we're aware of them through what he calls physical prehension. Prehension, of course, is a Leibniz term. It's the shortened version of apprehension, or if you like, comprehension. But to prehend something is simply to accept it, to be aware of it, for it to affect you. He points out that there can be positive and negative prehension. Positive prehension where you accept the influence and you absorb it. Negative prehension where you simply reject it, ignore it, turn away from it. You see. But the new event, by virtue of objective data, that are physically prehended. And that is an affective kind of experience, not a cognitive experience, an affective experience. So he criticizes the representational theories of knowledge in people like Descartes and Locke and Berkeley and Kant by saying that they give primacy to the cognitive, the primacy to the concept, to the idea. But the first initiating thing in a perceptual experience, in a perceptual event, is not the idea, but the causal stimulus. The affective, not the cognitive. And that perceptual experience is the paradigm for all events of all other sorts. So that even in unconscious beings, there is a low-grade equivalent to physical prehension, namely the cause-effect mechanism. So, physical prehension. Eternal possibilities are simply abstract logical possibilities, which are, if you like, brought to bear by virtue of the objective data. What's going to be the effect of this objective data, of this new experience? Well, it could go various ways and turn into possibilities. You see. And those eternal possibilities in conscious experience, of course, are ideas, which are apprehended by what he calls conceptual prehension, which plainly is cognitive. So the idea is not the primary thing, as it was for Descartes and Locke, Kant. As if an experience, you're just bombarded with ideas. Now, Hume was more on target. It's forceful and vivacious impressions, and the ideas follow. It's the affective first rather than the cognitive. So you have eternal possibilities. He recognizes that if they're logical possibilities, they're sort of objective logical possibilities. That is to say, the very nature of things are these logical possibilities. They're not something we invent. We don't invent possibilities. We may actualize possibilities, but we don't invent the possibilities. We may recognize the possibilities, but we don't create them. So in that sense, the possibilities are there, whether we know it or not. They're objective possibilities. And so you find him in his later writings especially calling these eternal objects, meaning they're objects of thought, like ideas are objects for Locke. They're objects of thought, objective possibilities that you become aware of. So then, in response to this causal stimulus of the objective data, there arise all sorts of possibilities which in conscious processes we're aware of, in unconscious processes are still there. You see, there are still those possibilities, whether there's anybody to know what they are or not. And from those possibilities, what determines the future is what he calls the decision. In human consciousness, it's often a conscious decision. This is what I'm going to do with the new goods. Conscious decision. But even in unconscious processes, biological, physical, so forth, there's a cut-off point, a selectivity that's involved, where not all of the possibilities can be actualized, and so some are in the natural course of events. You see. This decision is what provides what he calls a subjective aim. Because in the decision, the possibility which is selective becomes the goal at which you aim. That's what you're going to go for. You're going to actualize that possibility. You see. Now, the initial subjective aim is that which is presented by the natural causal process. That is, given these outcome. And in any process that's determined, then the initial subjective aim is simply the subjective aim of this new event. Subjective in the sense that it becomes some intrinsic end for the new event, by virtue of the new data which have been absorbed into it. It's intrinsic. Notice he's got a teleological explanation of everything. A teleological explanation. It's not a mechanistic universe, it's a teleological one. Now, in the case of beings with consciousness, that initial subjective aim can become a modified subjective aim. A modified subjective aim. So that you might resist the effect of something upon you and handle the new input in some other way. And of course, even your pet dog resists your call, your whistle at times, and goes chasing after the cat next door. You see. The initial subjective aim becomes a modified subjective aim, and it smells the cat. I always think dogs smell before they look. You know, the motto, look before you leap, would apply very well to dogs in that sense. Some human beings, I think, leap before they look. Dogs smell before they look, and so forth. But the look can provide a modified subjective aim. So the initial and the modified subjective aim. So this is the way it is for all events. And as I said last time, there's a gradualism, so that in varying degrees, this is conscious or unconscious, across the whole range of things in heaven and earth. You see. Now, the notion of a subjective aim is teleological. Where does that lead? Well, that leads to the completion of the event. You see. And when the possibility inherent in this new data is achieved, then okay, that's the completion of the event. It's as if there is a genetic process, and try the biological metaphor, a genetic process, so that you've got conception, not in the cognitive sense, but in the biological sense. Okay? You've got conception because of the causal stimulus. You have conception. You have the developmental process with the possibilities emerging and being selected during embryonic development, if you like, until the birth of the new event with the decision, and the achievement in maturity, that's its objective aim, and then, of course, the mature event gradually subsides. You see. So you can see it like birth, maturity, death, which gives rise to birth, maturity, death. Hey, dialectics? Hegel? Yeah. Thesis, antithesis, synthesis. You see? The influence of the Hegelian tradition in this whole understanding of the world process. The whole world process is a dialectical kind of thing. It has a dialectical structure. In the synthesis, the objective data are preserved, but transcended by new possibilities that they provide. You see? The synthesis. Well, the completion of the event, then, leads to what he calls satisfaction. Satisfaction. And again, notice that that's a term drawn from conscious perceptual experience. It's the paradigm. You know what I mean by paradigm? You have certain paradigm verbs in foreign language. You see, if you want to know how to conjugate a verb, you go back to the paradigm. In Irish, je suis, tu es, il est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont in French. So forth. So the conscious perceptual experience is the paradigm. And in perceptual experience, it's the satisfaction when you rarely see as you have opportunity to absorb it. It is for, the satisfaction is for Whitehead an aesthetic satisfaction. Now, aesthetic initially in the continental Germanic sense of sensory satisfaction. Istanomai having to do with the senses, Kant's transcendental aesthetic having to do with senses. You see. But it's also aesthetic in the English language sense of it. An aesthetic satisfaction. How do you describe this aesthetic satisfaction, which is the culmination of the experience? Well, it's that everything in the event, all these three elements, come together to provide a unity. So that the event is one feeling. It's one experience. Now notice how we use the term experience along those lines. You see. It could be your first taste of pecan pie. What an experience. You see. It could be the 4 years of a college education, the Wheaton experience. Get it? You see. And it could be that at the end of some phase of human history, the historian looks back and says, that whole history was a human experience, singular, in an identity of its own, that provides a unified feeling. So this satisfaction is an ordered unity, harmony of the opposites, yes, contrasts of actuality and possibility, the intensity of feeling that's associated with the ordered harmony of the opposing ingredients within the overall experience. Now, you know, that's the way some people describe the experience of beauty in the arts. You see. The contrasts harmonized in that final moment where the symphony brings it all together. Have you ever wondered how everybody knows when to clap? It's when the synthesis is achieved. The experience is complete. And he uses those aesthetic analogies. And in those sorts of processes, those kinds of events, the good is what contributes to that satisfaction. Yes, sir. The good is instrumental towards beauty, explicitly for Whitehead. His ethic is a utilitarian ethic. Good is a means to aesthetic ends. And evil is the fragmentary, transitory opposition to that harmony, either by virtue of resisting the emerging aim with its grand synthesis, or by virtue of sheer triviality that gets to be boring. Yes, a novel that's boring is a bad novel. A lecture that's boring is a bad lecture. And one in which there are things that really are extraneous and interfere with the developing movement of the thing are bad. But much of what we call evil is simply the conflict of opposites that are going to be harmonized in the synthesis. So that when Whitehead talked about his son, who was a flyer with the British in World War I, what they called the Royal Flying Corps back there, what became the Royal Air Force, his son was shot down in a dogfight over the trenches in France, World War I. When he talked about that, he talked of his life coming to a beautiful completion as it merged into history. His problem of evil? Yes, sir. Notice, if you like, the evolutionary optimism and idealism of the 19th century. Well, you see then that this characterization of an event like perceptual experience is the characterization of a person's life. It's the characterization of all human history, of all cosmic history. You see? And remember that his category of the ultimate, let's say the ultimate explanatory category, is creativity. The way in which novelty emerges out of the conflict of opposites. How one event gives birth to another event. In dying, we live. Well, if then this is the nature of the world process, the creative process, as it really is, and as he takes it to be, the creative process, the world process, what does it say about a human being? Well, it says that a human being is essentially what David Hume said about personal identity. Remember that Hume said that personal identity, as we know it in consciousness, is simply a bundle of perceptions. The present memory of past experiences, that bundle of perceptions, is the only personal identity you can describe. Now, Whitehead, of course, strings out those perceptions over a period of time. But it's the continuity of the experiences which gives identity, so that you look at a photo of yourself 10 years ago and say, yeah, that's me. And then you can identify with it, because of that continuity. But the human self, he says, is simply a society of events, with a unifying structure. A society of events. But the thing we want to get to today, what about God? Now, you look then at these three ingredients of all events. Keep in mind that God, for Whitehead, is not an exception to these metaphysical generalities, but is the example par excellence. So God is conceived in the image of perceptual experience. Or put it another way, God is understood in terms of the experience of being God. Yeah, the self-consciousness is the lens projected on the ultimate. Now, what does that mean? Well, he says there are three phases in the nature of God. If you like, the threefold nature of God with respect to any event. All right, here's the nature of any event. And there are there's a threefold nature of God in relationship to the threefold nature of an event. The threefold nature of God is simply another example of a threefold event. You see? In other words, the being we call God is like any other being an event. An everlasting event. You see? An event without beginning, without end. An everlasting event. What he talks about in this threefold nature is the primordial nature of God, his primordial nature, his consequent nature, and the superjective nature. Okay, by now you